My name is Jen and I'm an idiot with money. In today's video, I'm going to outline all of the reasons for starting this channel, why I chose the name that I did, what I hope it will become, and I'll take a look at my current debt levels and share some rather frightening numbers with you. I would love for you to come along on the journey, so if you're ready, let's go. Financial issues have been my crutch since I started earning money at the age of 15. I was never taught how to save or why it was so important, so I've been terrible with money for most of my life. I have tried reading books by people like Gail Vaz Oxlade, Robert Kiyosaki, J.L. Collins, and so on. I watched YouTube videos, I made and downloaded all the spreadsheets, hoping they'd work, but they didn't. So my last effort was to start this channel. Let's get into the reasons for starting this, shall we? The first one is just accountability to help me pay off that debt. I have a lot of it, which you'll find out in a minute. And everything else that I've tried so far hasn't worked. So it's time to try something different. I want to build a community of like-minded people like myself who want to get out of debt and do a better job of saving for retirement and just making sure that that major stressor in a lot of people's lives, which is finance and money and all of that, is taken care of. I really want to be able to also share my wins and losses throughout the journey. The more of us there are, the more ideas we can come up with, the more celebrations we can do, the more mourning of the losses, the more comforting each other, everything that we can possibly do to make this better. And eventually I hope to reach a point where I can help others clear their debt. I can show them tips and tricks that I've done that work for me or that work for others. Because we all need money and we all need to know how to use it, and we're not doing a good job right now. So now the only thing that I have ever wanted is a house of my own. No sharing walls with people who crank their music all night, who play guitar at 3 o'clock in the morning, who have screaming fights with their children or each other. Ask me how I know any of those. No more asking for permission to paint walls or to get an animal or paint a certain color flower outside or paint my fence a certain color. Obviously within reason. I'm not going to paint all my fences black and, be upset when the neighbors don't like it, and I don't need a hot pink house. Like, I just want to have the control to be able to do what I want to do with my house. So I decided to call this channel Jen Buys a House because that's the one thing that I've always wanted. I just want a place of my own. I want to be in control. I want to set up the rooms how I think they should be set up. I want all of it. Okay, so we'll start off with the numbers. And I'm sorry I keep looking to my left, but I'm just checking the time because I don't know how long this is going to take. So these numbers are not good. My car loan for my 2023 Chevy Bolt EV has an outstanding balance of just under $52,000. Oh, that hurts to say. The current interest rate is not bad. It's 5.4%, although the car loan I had before that was like 2.1, I think. And I hadn't done a good job of paying off any of my debt, and so surprise, my credit rating went down and I could only get 5.4%. Anyway, it's also on an 84-month term, which is not great, and I still have 75 months left. All my payments are done bi-weekly, so I make a payment of $380, which is on average, if it's spread out throughout the 12 months, of $825 a month. I read somewhere that somewhere in the States, the average car loan is about $1,000, although I'm not in the States, I'm in Canada, but it's the same thing basically. If you are in Canada and you know how much we are being charged for that Bolt, and you know how many incentives there were from the British Columbia government, then you would probably be wondering, why do you owe so much? That car has never been available for $52,000. It's only been available for around $40,000. And then after the incentives, it was 36. So why is it so much? Well, I carried a balance from a previous car. It was a 2018 Hyundai Santa Fe, fully loaded, like leather, everything. I bought it secondhand at the time because I really wanted to be able to drive a nice car because I have never had that before. I sort of experienced this issue where I decided that maybe I should be worrying more about the environment and my impact on it. And so I didn't want to drive a gas car anymore. I wanted to try and transition away from oil. I didn't understand at the time how much we have to take from the earth in order to have an EV. So that was just a terrible financial decision, but I did it anyway. So yeah, the balance transfer is what made it so high. And unfortunately, because it's an 84-month loan, that's 7 years of payments. And I still have 6 years left to go, which is a lot. I do wish every day that I had thought about that purchase before doing it. And mostly because all of the financial calculators that I look at show that I'll be paying $12,000 in interest alone by the end. That hurts, that physically hurts, but it gets worse. So to add to this, I also have a line of credit. Outstanding balance is $14,000. And when I first was approved for this line of credit, I was going to keep it only for emergencies, just so I can, dip into it if I had something that I needed to pay off or whatever. The interest rate is much lower than what my credit card was at the time. So I figured if I, screw up and have to order something huge on my credit card, then I can just transfer it over to the line of credit. And the interest will be much lower because it's only 11.23. And then, I can easily just use that and then pay it off at a much lower interest rate. But it doesn't really work that way when you're me. It probably does work that way for everybody else, but it doesn't for me. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, the current balance on that is $14,000. Many of the things that I have right now are a part of that, specifically my e-bike, which was about $4,000. And it isn't even that special of a bike. That's just how expensive things are in this country. And then my MacBook Pro and my iPhone and my printer for my greeting cards business, which I'll tell you guys about later. Yeah, I figured I would pay it off right away. And in case you can't tell, I didn't. Now the credit card is a MasterCard, and I only have just one credit card. The only credit card I have is a MasterCard, and I owe a horrible $8,500 on it. Caleb Hammer would call the interest rate of 20.99%. Death interest rate. I can hear him screaming in my head right now. And I have a minimum monthly payment of over $100. I don't know exactly what it is yet because a lot of those charges went on within the last couple of weeks. And so since it hasn't rolled on to the next bill yet, I don't know what I owe, which is unfortunate. The total is $74,500. I wouldn't mind so much if I had a house that cost that much, but that doesn't exist here. Not in my province anyway. In Alberta, there's quite a few lower cost places, as in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and I'm sure other areas that are really, really, really north, or trailer of some kind that's really run down, that kind of thing. Now, I don't make enough to pay any of it currently, or at least not as much as I would like to. I just recently got a new job. It's a great job. I love the people I work with. I love the work. It's interesting, and I actually don't even know, just because it's growing so quickly, I don't know where I'm going to be in 6 months' time. My 30-day probation will be over February 14th, so Valentine's Day. I look forward to the conversation I'm going to have with my boss. I worked really hard. He knows I worked really hard. I think I'm going to get a decent raise. I hope, anyway. I'm going to continue to work hard. Whatever extra money I end up getting will go onto this debt. And then I'm going to start whatever kind of intense savings plan that I can, not necessarily while living completely frugally, but while doing my best to live in a way that I want to live, be able to spend time with my friends, go out every once in a while. I don't go to the bar. I don't go to any of that. We do have a really good theater, live theater here, and they put on a lot of really good plays. So every once in a while I'll go to one of those, and I do go to the occasional movie. Not very often though, mostly because everybody I know goes to the midnight one, and I'm usually way asleep by then. I do hope you enjoy me on this journey. I would love to see what you're doing, what your successes are, what your failures are. I will share all of mine. Let's see what kind of community we can build. Okay.